everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Jennifer. And today we're gonna do the top 10 foundations at Sephora. As many of you, maybe all of you know, the Sephora sale is coming up. This is the Sephora Spring Savings event. So they have a sale in the spring and they have a sale in fall. Starts April 1st for Rouge members, you get 20% off. VIB members get 15% off starting April 5th, and insiders get 10% off starting April 7th. So I'm going to be doing multiple videos for the Sephora sale because this is a really good opportunity to pick up things that you've been waiting to get on sale. So everything on the site is 20%. Well, I think most everything is 20% off if you're Rouge, 15% if you're VIB, and 10% if you're insider. This video, like I said, will be top 10 foundations. I will have a video with skincare, and then I'll have a video that does lip and eye and all that good stuff, because I feel like there's less there. What I would say though, and I'm gonna link it in all these videos that I do, I did one for the fall sale and I did one for the spring sale, and many of those things, those recommendations are still true. There are a lot of products that are on Sephora that I've been using for a very long time that I continue to recommend, and so what I'm gonna do is keep putting those up and like linking them so you can go back and take a look. The link should still work. They should still be the same. I've been testing them out. They seem fine. So you can go directly to the link to purchase those items. And those are tried and true things that I've been using for years. I will have another video in the next 2 weeks that has the tried and true video, with all the products in it as well. But I just want you to know, when I do these sales, I will make sure that I talk about products that I've used for a long time. I am going to have a video where it's just all new items, ones that I am going to be putting in my cart that I haven't really tried before, because I think it's important to make a difference between things that I know I've used forever and I would recommend just, to anyone, and things that I think are cool and I'd like to try, but I don't know if they'll work for people or not. So there'll be, like I said, multiple videos. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, first I have nothing on my face. Let me pull my hair back. Okay, all right. My brows are done and I have a little bit of lipstick on just because I was just looking very, very pale because I've gotten paler. This is the Dries Van Noten Romantic Nude Lipstick by itself, with nothing else on my face and no liner or anything. It's a really good, cool pinky brown. If you like that kind of shade, this is it. And I think it works really, really well. It's not on Sephora, sorry, but we're not doing lips today, so I thought it was fine. All right, so the reason I have nothing on my face is because what I'm gonna do for all of you is show you the products on my face. I'm gonna do sort of swatches on my face so you can see them. And then we're gonna break it up a little bit. I'm gonna do the tinted moisturizers first, and then I'm going to do the more light coverage and then medium coverage foundations. So in between I'll wash my face off. And then at the end, I'm gonna put the foundation on that is my favorite foundation right now amongst all of these. Okay, so again, these are not in order of my favorite because I'm starting with the tinted moisturizers. All right. So there are 3 at Sephora that I absolutely love. The first is the Shiseido Synchro Skin Self-Refreshing Tint. I have this in 125. It is Fair Astrid. There is the Saie Slip Tint. This is in shade 3, so it's actually a little bit, it's not the lightest shade that they have. And then there's the YSL Bare Look Tint. This is really, really good. In Nu, and I have this in 3 as well. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take the actual product and I'm going to put it on my face. I think this is the easiest way. I did this in my, I did a review of new foundations that had come out, and I put it on my face, and I think that was actually helpful for a lot of you. All right, so this is the Yves Saint Laurent Nu. And I'm gonna put it into my neck so you can see, and then I'm gonna rub it in so you can see how it covers, and I'm gonna cover up half. You can see how it covers my rosacea, because my rosacea is really mostly on my cheeks and my chin. There's really nothing up here. And I have had Botox, by the way. It hasn't really actually set in yet, but just so you know, I mentioned that I was gonna get some. I got some. It's too early to really know how it's gonna work. But anyway, so you'll still see my face crinkle. Which is fine. So that's the new skin tint. That's the Yves Saint Laurent. This is a beautiful tinted moisturizer. I really, really like this one. I reach for this quite a bit. It is, I wrote notes for all of these. It is, it's the new Bare Looks Tint Hydrating Skin Tint Foundation with hyaluronic acid. It's $38. And I think it has, 12 months shelf life. It's 1 fluid ounce. It's not, I wouldn't say, I'm just putting another layer on so you can see. I don't think it's really buildable in the sense that when we, say something's buildable, like I don't think you're suddenly going to get medium coverage from this because it's a skin tint. It's a tinted moisturizer. But I think it actually does cover and diffuse and what's the word I'm looking for? Blur any real redness, because you could see where the skin tint stops, the skin is much more pink. And it actually does, I think, blur those imperfections really, really well. I think you get a beautiful look. It's the best like skin but better kind of thing. And I just think it does leave a really nice smooth texture, very moisturizing, feels nice on the skin. There is a slight fragrance, nothing strong, but there is a slight one. Okay, next is the Saie. This is the slip tint. This one is the Dewy Tinted Moisturizer, SPF 35. It's $35. So about the same as the Yves Saint Laurent. As I said, I have it in shade 3. Similar kind of feel. It's a little more translucent than this. The new Yves Saint Laurent has more coverage. The slip tint, I think, has less coverage, but I do think that it blurs imperfections very well, and it lasts on the skin all day and looks really nice. This has an SPF of 35, as I said. The Yves Saint Laurent, the new, I don't think it has any SPF, any sunscreen in it. I will double check that really quickly while we're here, but I don't think so. It has hyaluronic acid. I don't see any SPF. Nope. Okay, so here's the new. You can see it's covered more of the skin. It still has a beautiful skin-like finish. And this, it's shinier. It has more of like a radiance to it, a more moisturized look to it. But it's more of like a blurring effect, not really a coverage, I would say. So you can just see, like it's a little less, this has more coverage, this has less, but it's more glowy, more moisturizing. All right, so last we're gonna use the Shiseido. Actually, I'm gonna throw in the Laura Mercier too, so we're gonna go a little over 10, but oh well. All right, so this is the Shiseido. And what I'd say about the Shiseido is that it has a SPF of 20, and it really is a really beautiful glow to it. It has, I'd say, more of a look like the Saie, but I do think it has more coverage than the Saie. We'll let that sit for a second. But it's the Synchro Skin Self-Refreshing Tint. And there's a self-reflecting foundation as well, which I actually don't have. I don't believe this one has, how much is this one? This one is $43. So this one's actually a little bit more expensive. As I said, SPF of 20, has hyaluronic acid, other skincare ingredients, says it has a refreshing sensation, all day hydration. This also says it's high hydration, all day hydration. It says that it has responsive sensory technology that adapts the skin's condition, tone, and texture for truer illumination. I will say that when I wear the Shiseido, I have gotten comments on how nice my skin looks. which is interesting. Like, because I think people think I don't have foundation on, and I'm like, nah, I have foundation on. So this one's like sort of blends. You can see it right if you look. I'm in natural light. I think you can see that the Saie still looks like kind of glowy and moisturizing, and honestly, it does still feel a little tacky. Whereas the Shiseido has dried down, even though I just put it on, much faster, and it's more blurring than the Saie. And then you can see the new Yves Saint Laurent is like is like the Shiseido. It's blended in, it's covered the skin, same as the Shiseido. It looks very natural, very much like, you know, just a second skin kind of thing. It is a beautiful, they're all really nice. That's why I'm recommending them. But I think you can tell there are differences in those three. All right, so I'm gonna throw in the Laura Mercier, so we're gonna have more than 10 today, but oh well, we're gonna live with it. This is the Tinted Moisturizer Light Revealer. It's SPF 25. It is $48, so this is actually, is this the most expensive? The Shiseido is $43, the Saie is $35, the Yves Saint Laurent is $38. So yes, this is the most expensive at $48. Interesting. It is bigger though. It's 1.7 ounces, so it is a bigger size. As I said, with the Yves Saint Laurent is 1 fluid ounce and 12 months. The Shiseido, 0.95 ounces. It's not even quite 1 ounce, but it's very close. Has 24 months. So this one has 2 years. And the Saie doesn't. The Saie doesn't say. It's 1.35 fluid ounces, so it is bigger. It has the SPF of 35, which is the highest. But it doesn't say how long you have. It's not on the bottle. It's probably on the box, which of course I threw away. All right, so let's try the Laura Mercier. So this is the largest tube at, what did I say, 1.7 ounces. And I have this in shade Cameo. And this one is really an interesting version of the Laura Mercier. This is the newest one, Tinted Moisturizer Light Revealer, because it is very glowy. And so what I feel like this does, it's not so much that this covers your skin, because it doesn't cover as well as the new or the Shiseido, but it gives you this glow, like this pearlescence almost, that the others don't have. And so I would say if you're somebody who's comfortable with your skin and you think you have, you know, good skin, or you're just okay with it and you're like, this is my skin, this is what I look like, which we all hope to get to that point someday, I think. This will, like, and I'm just leaving it on kind of thick for a second. You can see it has like this pearlescence to it. It just makes your skin look glowy, and it is beautiful. So I think it makes an excellent under product, primer product, because it's gonna make your skin look super glowy, like healthy glowy. Can you see that? I think you can see it, yeah. Whereas the Yves Saint Laurent is skin-like. The Shiseido is definitely skin-like and like sort of melds into your skin. The Saie is more moisturizing and still is a little bit, not very much, but a little bit tacky and more like glowy. This is like pearlescent. And I would say this is the one that I would recommend for somebody who is just looking for a really glowy look to their skin that day, isn't going to put on any foundation, or wants to use it underneath a foundation to get a pearlescent glowy look, because I think it works really well for that. So kind of like the idea of the Danessa Myricks Glow Serum that she just came out with, that kind of thing. But it's going to give you a little bit of coverage, and I'm just blending it in a little bit. I think you can see it did give some coverage because it got rid of all the redness, but it doesn't cover up as much as the Shiseido or the Yves Saint Laurent. So just really quickly to recap for those, this is the Saie, this is the Shiseido, this is the Laura Mercier, and this is the Yves Saint Laurent. All excellent choices, just depending on your price point and what type of coverage you want, what type of skin you have, I think will determine which one you pick. All right, so next we're going to move to the light coverage foundations. They're all moisturizing foundations. They're all glowy foundations because I have dry skin, I have rosacea, I have sensitive skin, and I'm almost 50. So I don't have any matte foundations here. That is not to say there aren't some good matte foundations out there. There are some. The Dior Forever Matte and the Chanel Ultra Tint and the new Givenchy Matte are all good in my opinion, and I will put links to them down below. But they aren't my favorite. These are my top. So again, I'm not saying that I don't like them. They're good foundations, and every once in a while I do want a matte foundation. But if I'm being honest with all you guys, I mean, you know, we work hard here. Seriously, like, it's important to me that you know that I can be counted on to be honest. And if I put a matte foundation in my top 10, I'd be lying, because it's just not what I generally reach for. I do use them, but I use them for certain like occasions. Mostly when I'm gonna have a really long day and I'm gonna give speeches or something, that's when I reach for a matte foundation, because I need to look basically the same at hour 1 that I do at hour 10. That hasn't been the case as much, especially lately, because I haven't traveled. When I'm traveling, mattes are definitely gonna be more popular for me. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick the ones that I think are the most glowy first, and then we'll move into the ones that I think are more skin-like, but they're all glowy. I'm just gonna be honest, okay? All right, so the first, as I mentioned, the Givenchy Matte. This is the Givenchy Skin Caring Glow Prisme Libre. Now, this shade is gonna be too deep for me because I haven't bought a new shade in a while and I've gotten paler. It's just the way it is, guys. So you're gonna notice that on my skin, but there's nothing I can do. Okay, so I'm just looking at price. Prisme Libre Skin Caring Glow Foundation. It is $49. It is, how many ounces? How many ounces is this? 12-month shelf life, 1 fluid ounce. I think everything is, a lot of things, or I shouldn't say everything. A lot of things are 1 fluid ounce. This is in 2C80, and like I said, it's a little too deep for me. Okay. It just is. And I'm not, you know, I might buy another one during the Sephora sale, but I feel like I might as well just wait until like the fall one, because I have so many foundations right now that I haven't even tried yet, that it just seems wrong to, you know I like this foundation and it's really pretty. It's just that I don't need it. I have so many other ones I need to get through. So like I said, it's a little deep for my skin. It just is. We're just gonna have to deal with that. It's not bad. It's just, I need like a step down. So this foundation is, yeah, there's a smell. There's a scent. So there is a scent to this. It's a very glowy, comfortable foundation. I really like this one. I don't think it gets talked about a lot, which is kind of interesting. I'm not sure why this one isn't more popular. Maybe just because Givenchy, sorry, isn't as popular in the US. I don't know. I can't figure out why. But it has like a ton of reviews on Sephora, 18,000 likes. So obviously somebody's wearing it. As I said, $49, without silicones, alcohol-free, radiant finish, long wearing, and light coverage. It's buildable though. You can definitely get more coverage if you want it. I don't ever build it. This is more than enough for me. It covers the redness. I think it looks great. It's just a really good foundation. If you're looking for something glowy and you're looking for something that doesn't have alcohol in it, this is an excellent choice. And again, it's alcohol free, so that's good. And it's 12-month shelf life. Yeah, 12-month shelf life. Okay, next is the NARS. This is one of the more new foundations that's out. This is the Light Reflecting Advanced Skincare Foundation. A lot of the lighter shades are sold out at the moment. Hopefully they'll come back in stock for the sale. $49. I wear this in Mont Blanc. The thing I'd say about NARS is there seems to be more of a yellow undertone for a lot of the NARS foundations. Not exactly sure why. They don't have a lot of pink. Anyway, they describe it as a natural finish, good for dullness, uneven texture, good for dark spots, good for redness, and medium coverage. I don't really get, shake it up, I don't really get medium coverage, like compared to these other ones. I think it's about the same, but okay. You can tell that, you can see it next to this one. This is closer to the actual shade that I should wear. But anyway, it really is an excellent foundation. It's all those things that they say it is, it is. It's long wearing, it's good for redness, it covers up my redness really easily, it lasts all day. It looks, I wouldn't necessarily say it's a natural, I mean, I guess it's natural, but I think it does have a little bit of glow to it. I get a reflection from it, like a nice healthy glow. I would say radiant finish. They say natural, but whatever. You know, different opinions about what the finish looks like. But I think the finish on this is similar to the finish on the Givenchy, and the Givenchy is a glow foundation. So again, I think this does have a little bit of a radiance to it. Would it be something that you would dislike if you had dry skin? I don't think so. This is not that type of formula. I don't think it's like, you know, extra moisturizer or anything like that. So I think if you have oily skin, I think it would be fine. But again, it's natural. It says it's natural finish, medium coverage, good for redness. It does seem to cover the redness. There's supposedly technology in here, and biomimenic oat visibly improves clarity by reducing the appearance of redness. I don't know if that's true, and I don't know how that works, but I gotta say, it does cover the redness very well, and it looks really beautiful all day long. It's one of my favorite foundations of the ones that have come out recently. Seriously gorgeous. The only reason I don't reach for it more, like the only reason I don't say definitely go get the NARS, is because I just feel like the shades, a lot of the shades are more warm toned. I could be completely wrong, but it just, when I went to look for shades, I had a tougher time finding a good match for me. The Mont Blanc is actually great for me and it works perfectly, but there weren't as many with a pink or like a peach. They all seemed more warm. Again, I could have just been the ones I was trying on. But again, I really like this foundation. I think it's excellent. I have nothing bad to say about it. It's a really, really good foundation. It wears all day, doesn't accentuate pores. Really great if you have some redness. Love it. Love the foundation. All right, next we have, okay, my notes while this one's been around for a while. This is the Guerlain L'Essential Natural Radiant Foundation. I have this in 00C. This is light. There's definitely a scent here. There is no doubt. Anything Guerlain does, it has a scent. I'm not sure why well, I know they're a perfume house, but I don't know why everything they have to have has a scent. But anyway, it has a scent. This is a creamier foundation. And I feel like with this foundation that it might be better, this particular formula, for somebody with drier skin. But I don't know that, so you know, I don't want to assume. I'm just pulling up the right one because there's a bunch of different formulas. Natural Glow. The scent is strong, guys. I mean, I can smell it right now. I'm just like, wow, that's a strong scent. Let me rub it in first and then we'll talk about it. I'm sorry, Natural Radiant, not Natural Glow. Is that right? Yes. Now, okay, make sure I got the right one. Sorry. L'Essential Natural Radiant Foundation. Okay. So I have 00C, which is like, again, lighter color. They say medium coverage. They refer to it as best for dry, combo, or normal skin. So maybe it does work for normal skin as well. It is like creamy. You can see it's like thicker than the other ones. And the thing that I would say about this one is like the negative. It doesn't bother me, but it's the scent. There's a strong scent with this foundation, and I think for a lot of people that just takes it right off the board. You know, anyway, it's a beautiful foundation. It gives great look to it. There's red algae and Terra Gum, which I'm not exactly sure what that is, extracts, help to defend skin from pollution and allow it to breathe. It has a beautiful, like, natural radiance glow to it. They say it's medium coverage. I'd say it's more light to medium, but you can definitely see it covered everything really quickly. It's beautiful. It's actually a really beautiful foundation, and I really like this one. So again, there's scent though. Also, it is $60, so it is a little bit more pricey than some of the other foundations. But if you like Guerlain, if you like the brand, I actually am a big Guerlain fan, and you like this type of finish. Again, it doesn't look that different than the other two finishes. Then I'd say the NARS and the Givenchy, they are similar finishes, which is why I tend to like them. But I mean, it is beautiful, great coverage. The shade is actually great for me as well. All right, next, and still smell it. Sorry, it's strong. Okay, next is the Makeup Forever. This is not the one you think I'm going to talk about. This is the Reboot foundation. This has been around for a while. It's $39, so it's less expensive. It's long wearing, best for dry, combo, normal, radiant finish. They call this a light coverage, and it is an Allure 2020 Best of Beauty winner, which is interesting. Hydrating, smoothing skin for up to 24 hours. The finish they refer to as radiant. I love this foundation. The shade is too deep for me right now. You're going to see it in a minute. But this is a great foundation. It is radiant. It is great coverage. It's great. It's really good foundation. It has a similar finish to all the rest of these. So that shouldn't shock anyone. I did say I don't have any mattes on my top 10. So, but it's just a really excellent, the shade's not as bad as I thought it was. Maybe I've been out in the sun a little more than I thought. So it's just a beautiful foundation. There's a scent. There's like a scent to everything. It's very, very light. It's not like the Guerlain, which I can still smell. So I have this one right now in R230. I think I'm probably R208, to be honest, but this actually looks okay. So I might actually be, maybe I'm actually getting some more sun. So I really like this. It's hydrating, it's smoothing, it's beautiful, it's less expensive. It's $39. It's a really, really good foundation. And if you like the Makeup Forever line, which I really do, this is excellent. It says it brightens, smooths, firms, hydrates, and evens out, which I totally agree. It does all of those things. Now I'm looking really quickly to see if this one has alcohol in it. I don't see it. If I'm wrong, I will put it down below when I have a chance to go through the ingredients more carefully, but I don't see alcohol. And the reason I'm mentioning that, I've mentioned before the ones that don't have alcohol, but the other Makeup Forever foundation, which is in this list, I'll talk about it in a second, is the HD Skin, and it does have alcohol. So that is the Reboot. I think if you looked at my face right now and you were outside, you wouldn't really be able to tell that I have on 4 different foundations. What that really says to me is that these foundations are all very similar. So again, and hopefully I did this right, that when they went up and I put them on my face, I wrote down underneath the price, whether it was light or medium coverage, but I think they're all light to medium coverage anyway. The price, the shelf life, all that good stuff, the amount of shades they have. They all have fragrance, but the Guerlain is the strong one. The rest of them, the Givenchy has a little bit. The Makeup Forever has, it's light. The NARS is very, very light. I wouldn't even call it a fragrance. I just think there's something there that you can kind of smell, but it dissipates. So, you have to take into account what matters to you. Again, price point, how long it lasts, all those other things, fragrance. But if you look at my face, can you really tell a drastic difference between this, 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 and this? I'm sitting here in front of a 10x mirror and I can tell you, I can't really tell. So there's a little bit, but not a lot. These foundations, I think, are all very similar. They're really good foundations. They work extremely well for me, and I have dry skin with rosacea, and I'm almost 50. So if you're anything like me, one of these will probably work for you. All right, 4 more to go. Okay, fresh face again. Before I get into the last 4 foundations, and like I said, these aren't necessarily like the order of my favorites, so don't assume that I just dislike the other ones more or I'm building up to the best. It just, I was trying to pick ones that had similar finishes. If you follow me over on Instagram, had a foster dog stay with us last week, and he is the sweetest dog. And I'll be honest with all of you, I was very tempted to just adopt him as well. But for those of you who don't know, I recently lost 2 of my puppies, Bailey and Remy, back in November, and I'm just, I had them for a very long time. Remy, 13 years, Bailey for 16. And they were, you know, I rescued Bailey when he was 5 months old. People gave him up at like 5 or 6 months old. Anyway, so I'm not at a point ready to take on another dog. I have Harper, who didn't really like, frankly, having another dog in the house because he's gotten used to being the only dog. But anyway, for anyone out there who is looking for a dog, I have his picture up right now and I'll have links down below. He is the sweetest dog. His name is Ryder. He's a lab mix. He's very, very sweet. He is blind, but I want to encourage people out there, and this is not, look, if you're not ready for a dog or you don't want to adopt a dog, certainly I'm not trying to pressure anyone, but I do want people to really think about like the whole thing about like, oh, having a blind dog is so much harder. I've had 2 of them, and I can tell you it really was no different than the dogs that were sighted. Dogs don't do what people do. They don't think about it as, oh, I can't see. It's just that's just their circumstance, and it's fine. Everything's fine. The only things you have to be aware of course, is that they can't see. So when you're walking them and there's going to be an obstacle or something, you know, you have to tell them. You'd be like, careful, up, down. That's what I do with Harper. When I walk him, I say up to go up on a curb, down to get down off a curb. Careful if there's something in the way. I, don't let him just wander into things. Around the house, it takes a little while for the dog to figure out its surroundings. And then the dogs, to be honest with you, they just stop bumping into things because they know where things are. It's amazing how they're like, nah, there's a cabinet there. They have an incredible sense of smell, so that's not a problem. And they're just as sweet and loving and as affectionate and wonderful companions as a dog that has sight. And there really isn't, training, like with Ryder, for example. Ryder's very food motivated. And in like the 3 days we had him sitting, lying down, and giving his paw. He was just all over it. As long as he got like a treat. He was really easy to train. Loved to sit on the sofa and cuddle. He's just a very, very sweet dog. He's a lab, so you want someone who likes to go outside, goes for walks, kids, that type of thing. But honestly, he was the best dog because Harper, who, as I said, I love Harper with all my heart, but he was not friendly. He growled at Ryder and basically tried to kill him. Harper is 12 pounds and has no teeth, so it was fine. But Ryder didn't even notice. Ryder was just like, okay, I don't know why you're doing that, but that's fine. He was just nonplussed. He was just like, da-da-da, which was awesome. So he'll get along with anybody. I don't think there's a reactive or a violent bone in his body. He was really, really sweet. And he's a young dog, so, you'll have him for quite some time, hopefully. But anyway, I did want to mention it because he was just such a sweet puppy, and I want to find him a good home. So that stuff is up there in case you are looking. All right, back to the foundations. So the last 4 are the Estee Lauder Futurist, the Fenty Beauty Filt'r, the La Mer, and the Makeup Forever. I want to mention these are all foundations I've had for a while, except for the Makeup Forever, which is brand new. The Fenty Beauty, I'll use this one first, Pro Filt'r in 170. This might actually be a little deep for me right now, but anyway, this is sold out on Sephora site. It was on sale, so that's probably why it was $18. But it's gone in every shade. So I don't know if maybe she's discontinuing this and coming up with a new foundation or I don't know what. But I gotta tell you, I hope she doesn't discontinue it because I actually love this foundation. The other day I did a video with the new Janessa Myricks, the Yummy Skin. And I have to tell you, it did not, if you haven't watched it yet, the foundation did not work out well for me. So I wanted to try the serum, the glow serum underneath, and I picked up this Fenty foundation to put on with it because I know this never goes wrong on me. So it's a really good foundation and it's inexpensive. It's $36 usually, 1.08 ounces. And like I said, right now it was on sale for $18 and it's gone. It's gone in every shade. So I don't know what's going on. It's long wearing, it's medium coverage, it's natural finish, it's vegan. It's a hydrating natural finish foundation that delivers comfortable long wear and medium to full coverage, perfect for normal to dry skin, which is what I have. And I gotta tell you guys, like, this is one of my favorite, like, more coverage foundations because it doesn't look like more coverage. It doesn't look like a full coverage or medium coverage, but it is. And it looks really good on my skin. I'm just gonna put a little bit more on because you can build this one. And I gotta tell you, like, this is one of the ones that I reach for when I am having, like, frankly, a bad skin day because it does cover so well and it's really comfortable. It's great for medium, for normal to dry skin, and I love this foundation, so I hope she doesn't get rid of it because that would be really disappointing. I mean, I have other great foundations, obviously, but this one's really, really good. So I hope it's there during the sale, but in case it isn't, that's why we have more foundations instead of my just 10, because I saw that was sold out and I was like, oh, I should probably, you know, have a backup. The next one is the Estee Lauder Futurist Hydra Rescues SPF 45. I have it in a crew. This one has been a favorite for a long time. I think this works for, I think it would work for anyone, but just pulling it up, I do think it works especially well for, in my opinion, more mature skin. It says it's a radiant finish, medium coverage, hydrating, and plumping, which is interesting. It's $48. And again, I have it in 1 and 2 ecru. 1C1 Cool Bone is probably the better one for me, but you know, right now we're just gonna deal with this. And it is an excellent, excellent foundation. It has a scent, by the way, but I don't actually seem to do really well with a lot of the Estee Lauder foundations. I'm not exactly sure why, but like the one that's been around forever, I can't think of the name of it, Double Wear, I think Double Wear, doesn't work for me. It's like too much, I think. It's just too much coverage and my skin's too dry. But this one's great. And it is, you know, it is a medium coverage foundation. So this definitely has, like the other ones that I used, the last face, I would have described all of them as light to medium, or they could be medium. These, I think, are all medium foundations, medium coverage, but it doesn't look like it. It doesn't look cakey, or it doesn't feel uncomfortable on the skin, but it covers everything. And it's a really beautiful foundation that lasts all day. Like I said, I've been talking about that one for quite some time. The plumping, I don't know if it plumps. I'll be honest with you. I've never really, I don't notice that so much. But anyway, it's $48. It's an excellent foundation. That actually the color is not too bad. I thought it was going to be a little bit too deep, but it's okay. All right. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. I wanted to be able to go through all the ones with you so that you could all choose. Because the sale, you know, it's a good sale, especially if you're like me and you're a Rouge member. Can't be surprised that I'm a Rouge member, guys. Come on. All right, so this is the La Mer foundation. This is the most expensive. It's $135. It's a very expensive foundation. I have it in 120 Ivory. And this is one of my favorite foundations of all time. I've used this for years. I don't even remember how long I've used this. It does have a scent. It's got that La Mer scent, whatever that is. Medium coverage, natural, liquid, normal, dry, combination, and oily. Although I've had friends who have oily skin who don't love this, so I can't speak to people who have oily skin because I don't have it. So I just don't think it's fair of me to be like, oh, well, you know, it works on everyone. How would I know? It works on me, and it works on people that I know that have dry skin, but oily skin, I have friends who have said they don't like it. So the coverage again is medium. It's just a beautiful finish. It never lets me down. It always looks good. It has skincare ingredients, La Mer Miracle Broth ingredients. It's beautiful. It looks great. It just looks awesome. Again, if I'm looking for a more medium coverage, I'm looking to cover up, or I'm doing like a long day and I need, you know, better coverage, or I'm doing a speech or something like that. These are the ones that I go to. The matte foundations have been more of a recent thing, because in the previous years of my life, I'd say in my early 40s and in my 30s, my skin was much drier. I know it's weird. I don't know what's happening. Mentioned it in a couple of videos. Been to a doctor. It's not hormones. Who the heck knows? But the point is, my skin is getting less dry. So these were my go-to foundations. The Reboot I've had for a couple years. Not the Reboot. The Fenty I've had for a couple years. The Estee Lauder I've had for a couple years. The La Mer I've had for a very long time. So this is the foundation that I used when I wanted more coverage, but I wanted it to be smoothing and gentle and moisturizing and all of the things that I needed, and long wearing. Nowadays, if I'm gonna do a full when I see medium, I kind of think of that almost as full coverage for me. I go towards the Chanel Ultra Latent, because that works really well on me, and it's this medium coverage. And it's like a softer matte. I don't know how to explain the new mattes, but they're not like they used to be. The Givenchy and the Dior are like that too, in my opinion. And they look really nice, and they last. But the La Mer was the one that I used to reach for just time in, time out. And it always works for me. And I can honestly say anybody who has dry skin that has skin issues like I do, the La Mer is excellent. But it is very expensive. Very expensive. So I get that. Okay, so last but not least, Makeup Forever. This is the HD Skin Undetectable Long Wear Foundation. It's $43. It is the newest one that I have. Liquid formula, natural finish, medium coverage, long wearing, best for oily combo normal skin. This has alcohol in it. Now, I know that people who have sensitive skin like I do, who have rosacea, shouldn't really use a foundation with alcohol in it. I know that. I've been told that. I've talked to my dermatologist about it a little bit, and she basically said, look, if it works for you, it works for you. Don't stress too much about it. She's like, notice if it irritates your skin over time, which I've been paying attention to, and I gotta say, it doesn't. I haven't had any problems with it. The thing about this foundation, look at my chin. Look where the line stops. Look how pink it is, and then where the foundation is. Guys, this is really good foundation. I don't know what to tell you, but it has medium coverage like the rest of these. But there's something about this foundation, this HD foundation, that makes my skin look like I don't have foundation on. Like I have foundation, it's obvious, but it doesn't look it. It's seamless every time. Every time I wear it, it just looks great. It gives a perfect, it erases everything that I don't like about my skin, and it just looks really good. I don't know what to say. And it does, I haven't had problems with it. So it's excellent foundation. Now, if you look at it next to the La Mer, I think this is interesting. You really can't tell a difference, in my opinion, in these two foundations. They have a really similar finish on me. And I think that's interesting because the La Mer is like, what did I say? I forgot exactly, but it was down below like $130. And this one's $43. So now this one has alcohol. La Mer does not. And La Mer, I don't think it does. I'll make sure of that. But La Mer has skin properties and skincare properties in it, and ingredients that do actually feel good on my skin and do help my skin, I believe. So this one does not. But if you just look at the finish, and we're not talking about ingredients or anything, just look at the finish, it's very similar, which is interesting. If you look at these two, I'd say the Fenty and Estee Lauder They have a little bit more, like you can see the foundation a little bit. Again, it's not a lot, but it's because it's a medium coverage, so you're gonna see that a little bit more. Whereas these, I think, sink into the skin a little bit better. But I think they're all excellent foundations. They're all medium coverage. They're all good for my dry skin anyway. I think they're excellent. All right, so with that, I'm gonna finish with the Makeup Forever HD foundation. I'm gonna put it all over my face, do a really quick wrap up. Okay, so let's wrap up. Let's just talk while I put this on my face. So as I've said, the HD Makeup Forever is my favorite foundation right now. For me, it's my favorite. I grasp that it's got alcohol in it, and those of you who want to stay away from it because of that, totally get it, totally understand. So, you know, there are, how many, I think I ended up, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I ended up doing 12. There are 12 other foundation / skin tints that I did today. I'm sorry, 11 other, so 12 total, that you can use if you're interested in picking up a foundation. Those aren't the only ones. Those aren't the only ones that are good that are on the site. I also listed in the description box the matte foundations that I think are good. And there's a couple that I think would work for people who have dry skin, more mature skin like I have. And I've put them in the description box below, like I said, but I can tell you they're the Chanel Ultra Latent, they're the Dior Matte, and they are the Dior Forever Matte, the new formula, and the Givenchy Matte Prisme Libre. I think those are all good matte foundations that are more of a soft matte finish. I think they just, you know, they look nice on the skin. I haven't had problems with them. They do last all day like these do, but nothing has given me the kind of finish that this one does. Again, I grasp it has alcohol in it, so I want to keep saying it because I don't want anyone to get caught off guard, you know, if alcohol is something that is a problem for you. But the foundation just performs beautifully. It gives a gorgeous finish. It stays on all day. I don't have to worry about it. It's just excellent. It's just really, really good. And the price point is very reasonable compared to like my La Mer, which again has a very similar finish for me and I love, but is $130. But it has skin care ingredients that the Makeup Forever doesn't, so that is important. But it's $43. $43. And I think we do have to take into account how much something costs and to get the results that you want. I think that's important. So, you know, it's my favorite one. It just is. All the other ones are extremely good though. One thing that I did not mention, which I will have in the description box below, is the Merit Stick. That is a foundation stick, which is the only stick foundation that I feel very comfortable recommending for dry skin. There are other ones that I use, Westman Atelier, Tom Ford, that I think are good and I have used for quite some time and have been fine. The Westman Atelier, especially when I've used it for years. But the Merit one blended in a way that I have to say was just like almost like a moisturizing foundation, which just doesn't happen very often with a stick. I really like that product. The only thing about it is it almost looks like a concealer stick because there's not a lot of product in it. So you're going to go through it really quickly. But it is an excellent product. So I'll make sure that's in the description box. So hopefully this was helpful. Hopefully this gave you lots of options to choose from at the Sephora sale. Like I said, all my links are down below. I do appreciate you guys shopping through my links. It actually does make a huge difference because buying all of these products is expensive and shopping through my links does supply me with it. It's small, guys, I promise. It's not it's not a huge fee, but it does help. Every little bit does help go back to the channel, and I do really appreciate that. Plus, it helps me see that what I'm recommending to all of you and the comments that I'm making and the work that goes into these videos is actually helpful. Because if you're shopping from the links and you're buying the makeup that works for you, that's the whole point. Like, I'm trying to make sure that you're you have as much information as possible to make a good informed decision to where you're spending your money. So that does help, actually. It gives me a lot of feedback. Okay, so I'll have this video with the foundations. I'll have a video with like all the new things, like my favorite new things. I'll have a video with the lips and the eyes, and then a skincare one. And then I'll do a haul video once I get all the stuff that that comes in. I might actually have a what's in my cart one too. I don't know. There's a lot surrounding the Sephora sale because it's a pretty big event. So thanks so much for joining me today, guys. I really do appreciate it. I hope to see you in another video really soon.